Did you know that Warren Buffett is also known as the Sage of Omaha and has warned about the risks of ignoring climate change for businesses? In this video, we will discuss Warren Buffett's views on climate change and its impact on businesses, as well as the potential consequences of ignoring this global challenge. We will first provide an overview of climate change and its business implications, then examine Warren Buffett's warning, and finally offer some recommendations for businesses to address this situation. Climate change is a global issue that has increasingly become a concern for businesses worldwide. As the world continues to warm, climate-related risks such as extreme weather events, resource scarcity, and regulatory changes are expected to increase. Businesses that fail to acknowledge and address these risks may face significant financial, operational, and reputational challenges. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, has been vocal about the need for businesses to address climate change. In this video, we will explore his views on the topic and the potential consequences of ignoring this issue. Lastly, we will provide some practical recommendations for businesses to address climate change, including adopting sustainable business practices, investing in renewable energy, and engaging with stakeholders to build resilience and adapt to climate-related risks. Climate change has far-reaching implications for businesses across various sectors. The term climate change refers to global warming caused by human activities such as burning fossil fuels, deforestation, and agriculture. The consequences of climate change can be broadly categorized into two categories: physical risks and transition risks. Physical risks refer to the direct impact of climate change on businesses, including extreme weather events, sea level rise, water scarcity, and crop failures. For instance, agricultural companies may experience losses due to droughts or floods, while energy companies may face damage to infrastructure caused by storms and hurricanes. Transition risks refer to the potential consequences of policy changes, technological developments, and market shifts that could affect the value of assets, investments, and supply chains. For instance, governments may introduce regulations aimed at reducing carbon emissions, which could affect the profitability of fossil fuel companies. Similarly, the growing demand for renewable energy sources could reduce the demand for traditional energy sources, causing a decline in market value. Climate change affects a wide range of businesses across different sectors. Some of the most vulnerable sectors can include agriculture, energy, insurance, tourism, transportation, and real estate. For instance, insurance companies may face increased claims due to the damage caused by extreme weather events, while real estate companies may face reduced demand for properties located in areas that are prone to flooding or other climate-related risks. Warren Buffett, is also known as the Oracle of Omaha, has been a vocal advocate for businesses to address the risks of climate change. As the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, one of the world's largest conglomerates, Buffett has a significant platform to influence the business community. Buffett has acknowledged that climate change is a real and pressing issue that could affect the long-term sustainability of businesses in the global economy. He has warned that businesses that fail to adapt to the changing climate could face financial losses and damage to their reputation. Buffett has also advocated for greater transparency from companies regarding their exposure to climate risks and opportunities. He believes that companies should disclose their climate-related risks and opportunities in their annual reports, so investors can make informed decisions about the long-term viability of these companies. Furthermore, Buffett has called on businesses to take a proactive approach to reducing their carbon footprint and adapting to the changing climate. He believes that businesses can play a crucial role in addressing climate change by investing in clean energy technologies and developing sustainable business practices. Overall, Warren Buffett's warning on climate change highlights the urgent need for businesses to address this global challenge. By acknowledging the risks of climate change and taking proactive steps to reduce their carbon footprint, businesses can not only protect themselves from financial losses, but also contribute to a more sustainable future. Ignoring climate change could have a serious consequence on businesses. Firstly, companies that fail to disclose or mitigate their climate risk could face legal and regulatory risks. Regulators, shareholders, and customers are increasingly holding businesses accountable for their impact on the environment, and failure to comply with environmental regulations or disclose climate risks in annual reports could result in legal actions, fines, and damage to a company's reputation. Secondly, there are financial risks associated with ignoring climate change. Businesses that rely on fossil fuels or unsustainable practices could experience stranded assets, higher costs, and lower revenues as consumers and investors shift towards more sustainable options. This transition to a low-carbon economy is already happening, and companies that do not adapt to this change could be left behind financially. Finally, there are reputational risks to consider. Companies that are seen as contributing to climate change or not doing enough to address it could lose customers, investors, and employers who care about the environment and social responsibility. With growing awareness and concern about climate change, businesses that fail to take action could face significant reputational damage and loss of market share. Businesses have a critical role to play in addressing climate change, and there are several recommendations that they can follow up and do their part. First, conducting a climate risk assessment is essential to identify and assess the physical and transition risks of climate change on the business, its supply chains, and stakeholders. This can help businesses develop a better understanding of how climate change could affect their operations, finances, and reputations. Second, setting science-based targets can help businesses align their greenhouse gas emission reduction goals with the latest climate science and the Paris Agreement. This can involve reducing emissions across the value chain, using renewable energy, and increasing energy efficiency. Third, disclosing climate risks and opportunities in annual reports is crucial for businesses to communicate to stakeholders how they are managing climate risks and taking advantage of climate opportunities. They can also help businesses identify areas for improvement and engage with stakeholders on climate-related issues. Fourth, investing in renewable energy and sustainable practices is crucial for businesses to transition to low-carbon energy sources, reduce waste and emissions, and promote circular and regenerative business models. This can involve implementing green supply chain management practices, sourcing sustainable materials, and improving energy efficiency. Finally, collaborating with others can be beneficial for businesses to share knowledge, resources, and best practices on climate action. This can involve joining industry associations, partnerships, and initiatives to accelerate climate action and build resilience to climate change.